إن أول بيت وضع للناس للذي ببكة مباركا وهدى للعالمين فيه آيات بينات مقام إبراهيم ومن دخله كان آمنا ولله على الناس حج البيت من استطاع إليه سبيلا ومن كفر فإن الله غني عن العالمين.
به نستعين على أمور الدنيا والدين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. ولله على الناس حج البيت من استطاع إليه سبيلا ومن كفر فإن الله غني عن العالمين. صدق الله العظيم. So dear brothers and sisters, the first we thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who bless us with many blessings, and one of the most important blessing is we are being Muslim. And the second, for those who inshallah will be able to perform the fifth pillar of Islam, this Hajj, right? May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make them easy inshallah. So we would like to explain the importance of Hajj ritual. As we know that in Islam, any type of ibadah or good deed, in order to be accepted, have two conditions. Number one is you have to do it in Arabic called with ikhlas, with sincerity. You do it only for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But suppose you do it for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that's not enough. The second is you have to do it accordingly, according to the guidance of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Yeah. And also there's two types of fard in Arabic called fardu ayn, fardu kifaya. Fardu ayn means everybody individually, have to do it. Like pray 5 times a day, like pray Jummah. You cannot say, can you pray Jummah for me now? Right? But it's called fardu kifaya. Fardu kifaya mean enough. If a group of people, do it, for example, like pray jama'ah, pray janazah, building hospital, right? The other will not get sin. But if nobody do it, nobody pray jama'ah, nobody pray janazah, nobody build hospital, for example, everything that community needed, right? So everybody will get sin or share the sins. So knowledge about Hajj is fardu kifaya. That means somebody know but that subject is enough. But when you're going to do Hajj, that knowledge about Hajj become fardu ayn. Right? So knowledge about fasting is fardu kifaya. We have some sheikh know about fasting enough. But if you're going to fast, you have to know the rule of fasting. Yeah? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in this ayah mentioned that وَلِلَّهِ عَلَى النَّاسِ, and Hajj to the house of Allah is duty to the mankind, owes to Allah. And a very interesting ayah here. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala prescribes something, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala always say directly, yeah, وَأَقِيمُوا الصَّلَاةَ وَآتُوا الزَّكَاةَ, establish salat and give zakat. Fasting also the same. Kutiba alaykumus siyam. Yeah. But here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says walillahi, only for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, only to get the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Why? Because nobody want to, after finish pray, somebody call him al-musalli, after finish fasting as-sa'im. But some people sometimes after finish Hajj want to be called al-Hajj. Yeah, Haji Muhammad, Haji Abdullah, right? Yeah, I have funny story. My father-in-law called somebody, his friend. He just came from Hajj. He called him Hassan. He didn't answer. 3 times. After he said, Haji Hassan. Yes. Yeah, and I paid $6,000. I didn't get the title. Yeah. So to make sure that it's very important that when you do Hajj, You do Hajj only for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yeah. ما هي فضائل الحج? What is the excellence of the Hajj? Number one, Hajj is one of the best deed. Yeah. A man came to Rasulullah, Ya Rasulullah, ما أفضل الأعمال. What is the best deed? قال الحج المبرور. Hajj mabrur is among the best deed. Number two, form of jihad. Aisha came to Rasulullah, Ya Rasulullah, look it. I said, men have many privilege. They get the reward of pray Jummah, pray Jama'ah, jihad. What for us, for women? Yeah. And the Prophet ﷺ said that Hajj is part of jihad. It said that from that time Aisha never missed Hajj. He did Hajj for 60 times. Yeah. Another benefit of Hajj, wiped off past sin. Clean up all sins. Yeah. It said, Man hajja falam yarfuth walam yafsuk kharaja kayawmi waladatu ummu. So whoever fell from Hajj, and during the Hajj he able to abstain from say bad word or commit sin, right? Or arguments. When he returned, he looked like just new baby, sinless, right? So therefore, why people sometimes they spend everything because they want to be pure again. Haji or pilgrims are Allah's guests. So when you come to Makkah, you are not guests of King Abdullah, but the guests of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yeah. The reward of Hajj is paradise. There is no reward for Hajj Mabrur, the Prophet said, except Jannah. Yeah. The same also, the money they spend for Hajj will be rewarded by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yeah. In some hadith said, the money you spend for Hajj will increase. Yeah. Nobody become poor because he's making Hajj. Yeah. So this is the hadith about the best deed we mentioned already. Yeah. And then the condition for Haji. So there is some requirement, some Arabical shurut, that people allowed to go to Hajj. Number one, must be Muslim. So therefore many non-Muslim, when they come to enter Makkah, they sign, non-Muslim turn right. Yeah. Must be adults. So if the children come with you, when they become adult, have to make Hajj again. Must be of sound state of mind. It's not crazy. Yeah. Must be free. It's not slave. And must have necessary power and ability. Yeah. That means he is in good health and have money to support it. Yeah. And provision. There are three types of Hajj. They call, number one, called ifrad. Yeah. What ifrad mean? To do Hajj and Umrah. Yeah. And most people who can do this, people who live in Makkah, or the ambassador who are close. Because remember that we have to, the Jeddah will close on the 4th of the Hijjah. Yeah. So if somebody do Hajj and then Umrah, they call ifrad. Yeah. In ifrad, that means he come to Makkah, he do Tawaf Qudum, and then he go Mina, Arafat, and after finish all the manasik of Hajj in Mashair, and then he return to Makkah to do Umrah. In Ifrad there is no dam. That means he did not, or she did not to sacrifice, the lamb. Yeah. And then we have Tamattu. Tamattu is the opposite of Ifrad. To do Umrah and then Hajj. And most of people come from US, from Indonesia, from many countries, they do Tamattu. Tamattu from the word enjoy. Tamattu means to enjoy. Because you come to Makkah and do Umrah, after finish Umrah, you enjoy. Take off your ihram, and you can do whatever you want. You can wearing the perfume, you can have relation, husband and wife, and so on. And because you have this, so you have to pay dam. That means you have to slaughter one lamb. Yeah. So which one afdal? Some ulama said Tamattu afdal because there is dam, and the other said no, ifrad afdal because Rasulullah did ifrad. Yeah. So both is okay, inshallah. And then Qiran. Qiran is to do Hajj and Umrah at the same time. Yeah. So people, they are very busy, they have to leave early, right? Yeah, in Qira, that means you don't need to make tawaf twice. Just tawaf one, sa'i also 7 times, tawaf 7 times, but with the intention, I do this tawaf for tawaf, umrah and hajj. I do sa'i for sa'i, umrah and hajj. Yeah. So there's three types of hajj. Yeah, you can choose, but the group of Ar-Rahman, we're going to do the tamattu. Yeah, so we come, inshallah, earlier to Makkah, we do umrah and then we do hajj. Yeah. So what is umrah? How to perform umrah? Number one, umrah is very simple, very easy. Umrah can take 2 hours, for example. During the hajj, maybe 3 hours. So you have to wearing ihram and wearing ihram in the miqat. Yeah. The miqat is the Rasulullah already decided, and we'll talk about where it's our miqat. Yeah. So mostly we have to wearing ihram before we enter the border of Makkah. Yeah. And then you make intention to do umrah. Yeah. And after intention, and then you enter masjid and you do tawaf. Tawaf 7 times, right? And then pray in Maqam Ibrahim, yeah. And Hijr Ismail, you make dua, and after finish, you know, you can drink Zamzam, and then you do sa'i. Yeah. After sa'i 7 times between Safa and Marwa, and then do tahallul. You can shave it or you can trim it. Yeah. After you do tahallul, become halal again. That means you can wearing regular clothes. You know, by this way, the umrah is finished. Yeah. So umrah is very simple. Yeah. So remember that when we come to Makkah, it's the sunnah to do called tawaf qudum. But because you're doing to do umrah, so tawaf qudum and umrah can be combined. Yeah, in the same intention. Yeah, and it's the same 7 times, 7 rounds. Yeah, the same sa'i in between Safa and Marwa. Yeah, it's 7 times. Yeah, and then shaving the head or trimming the hair. Yeah, so the umrah is done. So finish umrah now. Yeah, umrah. Yeah. And by the way, umrah we can do it anytime. Yeah. The question might be, is umrah wajib? Umrah is sunnah, but if you do hajj, umrah become wajib. Allah said, وَأَتِمُّ الْحَجَّ وَالْأُمْرَةَ لِلَّهِ. Complete the hajj and umrah for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Like wudu, wudu is sunnah. But you're going to pray, wudu become wajib. Yeah? So now you finish umrah, you take rest, right? Now, on the 8th of Dhul Hijjah, going out to Mina on the day of Tarwiyah, called Tarwiyah. Yeah? 8th of Dhul Hijjah. Going to Mina on 8th of Dhul Hijjah is not wajib, you know, but before the step of Rasulullah sallallahu. But after you're wearing ihram and you're going to Mina, you cannot go back to Makkah. If you go back to Makkah, you have to pay down. Yeah. So if you stay in Mina, yeah, you're going to stay there. You're going to do all just dua, and you pray qasr, Dhuhr 2 rakat, Asr 2 rakat, Maghrib 3, yeah, and then Isha 2 rakat. Then you do Qiyamul Layl, yeah, because Mina is the place of hope, yeah, the place good to make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So in the morning, after we finish pray Fajr, we eat breakfast, yeah, it is departing to Arafat, yeah, spending the day in Arafat. Yeah, the Prophet said, Al-Hajju Arafah. Hajj is Arafat. Now is what you call, is one of the most important Hajj. That means if you miss Mina last time, your Hajj is still correct. But if you miss Arafat, you know, your Hajj is invalid and you have to go back. The time of Arafat is from Dhuhr until what you call Fajr. Yeah. So if you come to Arafat, you know, from Dhuhr until next Fajr, you still consider you are called wukuf in Arafat. Yeah. And then inshallah, we're going to describe, you know, what you're going to read, what is what you call, what we're going to do in Arafat, yeah, because this is the best moment for the Hajj, yeah. This is the time when the shaitan is crying, the time when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, during Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam time, yeah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala called Jibril, you know, to call all the angels. He said, look down, look at these people come from everywhere, from all the corner of the world, right? You know, asking me, begging me, ask for forgiveness, and bear witness that I forgive all of them. Yeah. So when somebody asks the Prophet, it is for our Hujjaj only? Say no, for everybody who come for Hajj. Yeah. So this is the best moment, inshallah, we're going to describe about Arafat. So most people after finish in Arafat, we're going to pray Dhuhr and Asr. Dhuhr and Asr. You know, after pray Dhuhr and Asr, they have called Khutbah Arafat. Yeah. Rasulullah stood up in the month of Rahmah. You know, he did receive the last revelation. Al-Yawma akmaltu lakum dinakum. Today I perfected for you your religion. Right? So we make all dua, you know. And then after finish we pray Dhuhr and Asr and the sermon, we make dua. It is sunnah, as soon as the sunset, we prepare to move. Yeah. وَإِذَا أَفَدْتُم مِّنْ عَرَفَاتٍ فَاذْكُرُوا اللَّهَ عِندَ الْمَشْعَرِ الْحَرَامِ. So when you're done with doing all that necessary in Arafat, he said, remember Allah a lot in Muzdalifah. They call Mash'ar al-Haram. Yeah. So as soon as we arrive in Muzdalifah is like a field, now it's like a big parking lot. You know, you're going to have experience become homeless. Yeah. And you know, the weather is better now. Before it's a little bit cold. Yeah. It'll be better. In Muzdalifah is sunnah. As soon as you arrive, you pray combine Maghrib 3 and Isha 2. Yeah. And then you can collect the stone there. Yeah. You make dua, and it's sunnah to sleep. They call mabit. Mabit means sleep. You know. So even sleep is sunnah. You get reward. Yeah. And then people are going to leave Muzdalifah. Some after midnight, had to be after midnight. Yeah. And some will leave after Fajr. Yeah. And Muzdalifah, one of wajibat. Wajibat mean you have to. But if you miss it, your Hajj still valid, and you have to pay dam if you miss it. Muzdalifah. Yeah. But two things that if you miss it, you have to come back. Number one is wukuf in Arafat, stay in Arafat. Number two is tawaful ifadah. Tawaful ifadah. If you miss Arafat, you have your Hajj is invalid. You have to return again. If you miss tawaful ifadah, you can come back anytime to Makkah to fulfill it or to finish it. Yeah. So finish Arafat and Muzdalifah, and then you go back to Mina to do stoning Jamarat al-Aqabah. So now we are on the Eid time, the 10th of Dhul Hijjah. Yeah? The time of stoning is start from midnight. From midnight, you know, until the next day. Until the next day, that means after Maghrib. So you go to the stoning. No, it's easy, alhamdulillah. The shaitan is big, yeah. So it's not difficult. So we only bring 7 stones and you stone, you know, and after finish, now you can also do tahallul. Yeah. So you finish stoning and do tahallul. Yeah. Yeah. And then you slaughter the sacrifice. Yeah. Shaving the head or trimming the hair. Yeah. So now you are finished for a while in Mashair. You're going to leave Mina, Arafat, you know, Muzdalifah, and you go to Makkah to do Tawaf Ifadah. So Tawaf Ifadah Sunnah, you do it on the day of the Eid, you know, on the 10th of the Hijjah. You can do it later, but Rasulullah he left Mina after Jamarat and after slaughtering, and then he go to do Tawaf Ifadah. This is mostly the most difficult Tawaf, because everybody, 3 million, they're moving toward Makkah If you come earlier, so inshallah it'll be easier for you. Tawaf Ifadah is same like any tawaf, 7 times. Start from Hajar Aswad, Bismillah, Allahu Akbar, yeah. And then after 7 times, Sunnah, you pray in Maqam Ibrahim, yeah. And then after finish Tawaf Ifadah, you do Sa'i, yeah. So I forget here. You do Sa'i 7 times between Safa and Marwa, and finish Tawaf Ifadah, finish Sa'i, and then you return to Mina, yeah. So now you come to at night now on the 11th of Dhul Hijjah. Finish Eid, because in Arabic calendar, the day starts from night. So now you are on 11th Dhul Hijjah, and you stay there until 12th Dhul Hijjah. You can say until 13, yeah? Yeah. What we're going to do during these 2 days, yeah? In this 2 days, we're going to do in Arabic called Al-Jamarat, to do Jamarat, If on the 10th we only do the Jamratul Aqaba, right? Now we're going to do start from a Sughra, small one, small shaitan, and then the middle one, and then the Aqaba, yeah. So and then after finish, we go back to Mina again, yeah. So we finished on the 11th, and then on the 11th, it is Sunnah you do it after Dhuhr, right? And then the next day on 12th of Dhul Hijjah, yeah, it is Sunnah, it is Wajib again, you do Jamarat, so you do the same, Sugro, say Bismillah, Allahu Akbar, Bismillah, Allahu Akbar, 7 times, and then the second one, 7 times, the third one, 7 times, so you are finished, yeah? So after that, on 12th, after finish, you not go back to Mina, but you go back to Makkah. So Makkah is close to Al-Aqaba. So you just leave here a few steps, you see Makkah. Yeah, we go back to our hotel. Yeah. So by that, I think almost of all the Hajj ritual is finished. So the only one thing that we not do it is called Tawaf Al-Wada, yeah, Tawaf Al-Wada, mean to say farewell, bye-bye, yeah. Tawaf Wada have different opinion, yeah. Some Imam, like Imam Shafi, is considered Sunnah, Imam Hanafi is considered Wajib, yeah. So if the woman, for some reason, she had a period and cannot Tawaf Wada, it's okay, yeah. So now, basically, the Hajj ritual is done, in summary. Yeah, inshallah, in the next Hajj training, we're going to describe in detail in all this part. Now we talk about miqat. Yeah, miqat. People who come mostly from Indonesia, from Yemen. Yeah, their miqat is Yalamlam. Yalamlam is part of Jeddah. Yeah, about 54 kilometers from Makkah. Yeah, but King Abdul Aziz Airport is closer to Makkah, so we cannot wearing ihram in the airport. Bir Ali, yeah, is about these people who came from Syria, yeah, any people come from Medina, they have to do wearing ihram in Bir Ali. So if you pass Bir Ali, you don't wear ihram, you have to pay down, yeah. So most people go to Hajj, and then some they went to Makkah before the Hajj, so they have to wearing the ihram. And then we have Rabi', yeah, mostly people come from Egypt. Al-Jufa, mostly people come from Iraq, yeah. So the places was decided by Rasulullah sallallahu, yeah. Ihram, so this is ihram, the clothes for men mostly, yeah. It is sunnah to wearing white color, yeah, and sunnah to cover all the body, yeah, except during the first 3 rounds during the Tawaf al-Qudum or Tawaf al-Umrah, yeah. Very interesting, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy. There is no certain recitation that you have to memorize during the Hajj, right? For example, during Salat we have read the Fatiha. The only ulamas agree upon that we have to memorize it is the following one called talbiyah. Yeah, labbaik Allahumma labbaik, labbaik la sharika laka labbaik, innal hamda wan ni'mata laka wal mulk la sharika lak. Yeah, so I encourage everybody who's going to Hajj to memorize this one, because this the best dua and the best dhikr that recommended to recite during the Hajj. Yeah, at least one that you have to recite this. Yeah, and Rasulullah SAW, when he went for Hajj, he was reciting this, and then Jibril came and asked the Prophet and companion to raise their voice. Yeah, so imagine you are now in the desert. Yeah, labbaik Allahumma labbaik, labbaik la sharika laka labbaik, innal hamda ni'mata laka wal mulk la sharika lak. Yeah, this is why the Satan is scared. Yeah, so because imagine people, 3 million people, they say the same word. Yeah, and this is the meaning of it. Yeah. I would like to mention a certain thing now. They call Hajar Aswad. Yeah, this is that we have to start our tawaf, right? So tawaf has to be start from Hajar Aswad. The condition to be accepted, so if inshallah when you're going to make tawaf, you go around until you see exactly where the Hajar Aswad. It is sunnah to kiss it, right? But it's difficult. Just put your hand, on the Hajar Aswad. Still difficult. Just you say wipe your hand like this, right? Bismillah, Allahu Akbar, and then you move. Yeah. And Hajar Aswad is said it's from Jannah. Yeah. So when the Ibrahim alayhi salam did put Hajar Aswad, it was shining. Yeah. People can see the light. But the Prophet said because too much people, the sinner, they wipe it, they kiss it, and then now the shiny, the light of Hajar Aswad disappeared. And he said before the judgment they will shine again, and Allah SWT will leave the Kaaba. Yeah. And one time the story about Umar bin Khattab said, I know you are only stone. If the Prophet did not kiss you, I will not kiss you. But Ali radiallahu anhu was behind him. Said, Umar, no, it's not only stone. This stone will become witness in the judgment. Yeah. So in the judgment, Hajar Aswad will become witness, and before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Ya Allah, yes, this person came to your house, and made tawaf. Yeah. Sa'i, between Safa and Marwa. The story of Sa'i is, there's a very famous story about Siti Hajar, Sayyidah Hajar, when looking for water. We don't need to describe, inshallah. And then there is word dam. Dam means blood. Yeah. So if you anytime you violated the Hajj ritual, you have to pay dam. Yeah. We talk about which one that you have to pay dam and which one is violated the really Hajj. Yeah. And then water of Zamzam, it is sunnah. Before you do tawaf, to drink Zamzam. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam Zamzam alima shuribalah. The water of Zamzam is depend how you intend to drink it. Yeah. It is forbidden in Islam to eat too much, to drink too much. Yeah. Only Zamzam. You can drink too much and yeah. And and Zamzam water is, the taste is not really like fresh water. Yeah. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted us, when you drink Zamzam, not only to enjoy, but as ibadah. Yeah. So make intention. Ibn Abbas used to drink Zamzam, and he make a special dua, ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to increase his knowledge, and to forgive his sin, and to cure his sickness. There's many stories that people, have cancer and so on, and was cured through Zamzam. Yeah. Of course, by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, after wearing ihram, what is the restriction of ihram? Number one, that you cannot have sexual intercourse and all matters leading to it. So during Hajj, you cannot say honey, say I love you, or this kind of word. Yeah. Committing sin that cause a man to deviate from path of obedience to Allah, like for example, play gambling or drinking, do something bad thing. Disputing, arguing or fighting with companion, servant or others. And this is the most difficult Hajj. فَمَنْ فَرَضَ فِيهِنَّ الْحَجَّ فَلَا رَفَثَ وَلَا فُسُوقَ وَلَا جِدَالَ. And you will be witness, inshallah, you bear witness with me. You will be witness with me, inshallah. And most people, inshallah, will be able to do tawaf, sa'i, wukuf arafat perfectly, inshallah. But when it comes to disputing and arguing or debating or fighting, people difficult to avoid it. Yeah. So therefore, not all people come home get Hajj Mabrur. Yeah. So we have to be ready for now. During the Hajj, you have to be like a statue. Whatever people do to you, they push you, step on you, just laugh or smiling. Wearing any sewn clothes such as shirts, hooded robes, cloak, underpants, clothes dyed with nice pigment. You see the pictures. Shoes, or sewn slippers. The slipper like this is okay. Like slipper. The important is open the toes and also the knees. The ankle, sorry. So this, if you're wearing something that the toes open and the ankle is open, it's okay. As for woman, she may wear all of the above, but she is forbidden to use perfume, a veil that cover the face, or wearing the glove. So basically, very simple. What is the ihram of man is the hair. The woman can cover the hair. What the ihram of woman is the face and the head. Another thing that we cannot do is the clipping nails. People sometimes have habit to, bite his nail. Shaving or cutting or removing hair by any means from the head or any part of the body. So if you have to have habit to pluck it, so you have to stop it there. Because if you cut or remove your hair, you have to pay down. Using perfume on body or clothes by a man or woman. For men, you can use perfume before you do intention. So for example, you're wearing ihram and you put the perfume, it's okay. Engaging in hunting. So during the Hajj, you cannot you find the animal and you're chasing and you try to hunt it. It's also forbidden. Contracting a marriage or acting on behalf of others. Or you become wali during the Arafat or Mina is also is forbidden during the ihram time. So basically, during ihram you have to have a peace. Peace not only, look at here, not only with the human being, also even with the animals, with the trees. You cannot pick up the flower, for example. What is the penalty if you violated all that restriction? Any Hajj who violates the above restriction of ihram, besides sexual intercourse, must slaughter a sheep or feed sick needy. You didn't have money, sick needy people, or fast 3 days to atone for it. So you have to fast 3 days in Makkah and then 7 days when you come back to your country. But sexual intercourse invalidates Hajj and Umrah. So you have to go back again next year. What is permitted to a muhrim, that when you're wearing ihram, it's okay to use it? Taking a bath and changing clothes. People sometimes didn't take shower. Why? I'm wearing ihram, man. So for 3 days, 4 days. Covering the face, okay. Like a doctor. Women are allowed to wear a shush. Men no. Covering the head by mistake. You forget. Covering head. Cupping, opening abscess, you have sick, like somebody take the blood, pulling a tooth or cutting a vein, So anything that relates with the medical, with doctor is okay. Itching in the head and body, you have itchy, so you have to be careful, scratch slowly. Looking at the mirror and smelling sweet basil. Yeah. Wearing a belt's pocket around the waist to keep one money. Yeah. Like you see in the picture. Wearing kohol in the eyes. Yeah, Rasulullah he liked to wear kohol. Sitting under the shade of an umbrella. Yeah. A tent and roof is okay. Yeah, in Arafat, for example, in Mina, we have cover. Some people you can see also in Makkah, they had no roof in their bus, yeah, because they believe that you cannot cover the head. Using henna, like Aisha radiallahu anha, she was used henna when she did the Hajj. There's some animal you can kill, killing fleas and flies and lice. Killing the five vicious animals and others that are harmful, yeah, like a crow, a cat, scorpion, mouse, yeah, and so on, like you see in the pictures. So that's some term that concerning it is good to know, you know. And then it is sunnah after you finish Hajj to visit Medina. Yeah, like the Prophet said, لا تشد الرحال إلا إلى ثلاث مساجد. Don't make difficult in traveling. If it's difficult, don't go. Except if you go to 3 masjid. Yeah. The first one is Masjid al-Haram. Yeah. So I missed the gym. Masjid al-Haram. Yeah. And then Masjidi, my masjid, and Masjid al-Aqsa. Even it is difficult, try to do it. Yeah. So remember, when you die, Allah SWT will not ask you how many times you visit friends, or Paris or London or Karachi, but did you come to my house? Yeah. And what the reward when you visit the masjid? Salatun fi masjidi hadha afdal min alfi salah fi ma siwahu illa al-masjid al-haram. You know, pray in my masjid is better 1,000 salat in the other masjid except Masjid Haram. Of course, Masjid Haram is 100,000 times. Yeah. There is some etiquette when you visit masjid, because this is the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and also this is the city of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Yeah, the etiquette is you have to have wudu before entering, yeah, and pray 2 rakat inside the masjid and prefer in the rawdah. Yeah, the Prophet said, bayna bayti or bayna minbari wa bayti rawdah min riyadil jannah. Between my house and my minbar is the garden of Jannah. Yeah. That's the hadith. Yeah. So then what you have to do, you know, you say Assalamu alayka ya Rasulullah, Assalamu alayka ya Nabi Allah, Assalamu alayka ya khayra khalqillah, Assalamu alayka ayyuhan Nabi wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So whatever that you memorize how you say salam to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In one hadith said, Ma min ahadin yusallimu alayya illa radallahu alayya ruhi hatta arudda alayhi salam. So anybody says salam to me, you know, in my grave, Allah SWT bring back my spirit until I respond the salam. Yeah. So this is a picture of Masjid Nabawi. Yeah, this Masjid Nabawi. And then we have in Masjid Nabawi we have Rawdah. Yeah, that's a sunnah to pray there. And then also there's some places when is, you know, it's good to visit. You know, like Masjid Kuba is the first masjid that was been built. Yeah. And we'll talk about that inshallah in the future, about the story of Masjid Kuba. Masjid Qiblatain, you know, Sabah Masajid, now destroyed already. And then Mountain Uhud, yeah. So that's Medina. And in the end, inshallah, this is also very important. We have to have preparation. The first, you have physical preparation. You have to check up before you come. You do exercise, because Hajj is not easy. You can ask people who already big Hajj. You know, lot of moving and walking. Yeah. So I encourage you, inshallah, to do exercise before you come to Hajj. And then mental preparation is very important. Yeah. Yeah. Very important. So the first is make sure, yeah, about ikhlas. Ikhlas means sincerity. You know, we have to do ikhlas before you do it, while you do it, and after you do it. Yeah. And by being ikhlas also will help you a lot. Because when you do Hajj only for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you will feel that I don't care what happened. Because during the Hajj you're going to find a lot of difficulties. Before you leave, and then when you arrive in Jeddah, right? During stoning, many things are going to happen. So ikhlas is very important, because when you love somebody, suppose she's behind the mountain. Said, I don't care. I will climb the mountain, right? As long as I can reach her. Ikhlas before you do it. The second, while you do it, and after maybe you are ikhlas during the Makkah, but after finish from Makkah, nobody call you Hajj, and you get angry. Yeah. The second, sabar. Yeah. Sabar is miftahun najah. Sabar is the key of successful. Yeah. So if you not have patience during Hajj, it's better you not go to Hajj, right? And people said that long time ago, to go to Makkah, you have to facing a lot of difficulties. People from Indonesia, for example, take sometimes 1-2 years, and people who are traveling by camel also difficulty. But as soon as they arrive in Makkah, look like in Jannah, because people in Makkah, they are nice on that time. Not the opposite. The journey is very short. Take only maybe 15 hours, right? You are in airplane, good airport, but as soon as you arrive, then you start facing a lot of the challenges. So you need sabar. Sabar because people sometimes rude at you. Sabar sometimes, especially if you come from US, everything organized and disciplined. Over there is different. People not organized, not disciplined. But this is test from Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala. And during also this is journey, I said we need to have a ta'awun, help one another. We can, because very interesting. One time there's a man was watching. A woman tried to put her stuff into the car, and this man was in Arafat, was reading book, and the man just sitting like that, right? So it's very, very important that. And so ta'awun also mean, to help one another in your group, and the other people. Yeah, husnul khuluq, good conduct, is very important. This is the key of the sign that somebody had Hajj Mabrur. Yeah, you're always smiling to people. And husnul khuluq here, that means you always treat people with nicely. Yeah, one of the khuluq means you always say good word, be humble to the people, and try to help people. Yeah, bring some tea or coffee. Yeah, inshallah next time I'm going to give you 50 things that inshallah can benefit you during the Hajj. Yeah, and then because before I continue, husnul khuluq very important. Why? Because he said somebody came to the Prophet, Ya Rasulullah, I knew that in the judgment Allah SWT going to put all our good deed, bad deed in a scale. What type of deed will make my scale as heavier? What did he say? Salat? No. Fasting? No. He said husnul khuluq. A man came to the Prophet, Ya Rasulullah, what will make most people enter Jannah? What type of deed will make people enter Jannah? What Rasulullah said? Taqwa Allah husnul khuluq. Yeah? And very interesting, this woman came to Rasulullah, Rasulullah, I have 2 husbands. That means she did marry first one and then died and married the second one. If I am go to Jannah, which of my husband will be with me? What Rasulullah said? Ahsanuhuma khuluqa. Yeah? So the best among them in akhlaq. Yeah? So this is very important, yeah, to have husnul khuluq, good conduct during the Hajj, either with your group or with the other, inshallah. And then halal zat, halal provision. A man came with Rasulullah SAW during the Hajj. He said, Labbaik Allahumma labbaik, labbaik la sharika laka labbaik. Rasulullah said, La labbaik wa la sa'dik. No labbaik for you. Then Allah SWT will not accept your Hajj. And Sahaba, Ya Rasulullah, what happened? He said, this man went Hajj with you. He said, how Allah SWT going to accept his Hajj? His food from haram, his income from haram, his clothes from haram. Yeah? Inna Allah tayyibun la yaqbalu illa tayyiba. Allah good, only accept goodness. Yeah. So make sure before you leave that everything you bring is halal. Yeah. Clean yourself by repenting and ask forgiveness from the Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this is very important. The first, because Hajj means you're going to go back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What Adam did when he go back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he said, Rabbana dhalamna anfusana. He repented to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ask forgiveness from your parents, spouse, if you don't bring your wife, children, family, kin, neighbor, and so on and so on. So be careful. Don't come to Hajj and you still have bad relation with anybody, especially from your family. Yeah, because remember in the hadith said, when somebody asked the Prophet, why are you fasting on Thursday? He said, because that's the day Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will present our good deed. And Allah will accept if somebody have in Arabic called qati rahim. Yeah, cut relationship with his family. Yeah. And then if you don't pay zakat, pay your zakat. Yeah. And also give sadaqah. As-sadaqah tadfa'ul bala. Sadaqah can prevent you from calamity. Yeah. It's very, very important that before you Hajj, you make a lot of sadaqah. Yeah. I have many stories about that, inshallah, I'm going to share with you. Yeah. In one hadith said there is a man, according to the taqdeer, Allah, divine destiny, you know, like the tree will fall down into your head, his head. But before he leave, he give charity only to the bird. And Allah change, instead of the tree, only the leaf of the tree fall into his head. Yeah? And then, during Hajj training, yeah, learn how to read the dua. It's very important. Yeah, bring the book of dua. Make a lot of dua. And dua, you don't need to be in Arabic. You can read any dua in your language. It's better. Because one time I was asking, the lady was making dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for 2 hours. Said, what did you ask Allah? I said, I don't know. Because he was reading in Arabic. Yeah? So I encourage you, inshallah. I will send you also the dua. But also, please bring the book of dua. Because the most thing they're going to do, tawaf, sa'i, arafat, mina, is dua. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Finish your debt. You know, if you borrow money. Debt here is not like mortgage, not like car. It's the debt with somebody, the individual. Right? Make sure that you did provide what your family needs. Yeah? Because in Islam, it is forbidden that you leave your family without fulfilling the need. Yeah? Learn how to pray janazah, dead body. Yeah? Because you're going to hear every after salat, as-salatu ala al-mayyit. That means one people died. As-salatu ala-akbar, there's many people died. Right? So we learn how to pray janazah, so you get benefit, inshallah. Yeah? Learn the history of Rasulullah sallallahu. Yeah? So inshallah, when you come to Medina, you feel something. Yeah? So this is the, I mentioned about, about Salatul Janazah. What you have to bring during Hajj? Yeah, medicine. Yeah, even over there also you can find medicine, and over there you don't need a prescription. You know, you go to the pharmacy and you find doctor there. Yeah, clothes that you need, 3-4 clothing, sandals. Yeah, and sandal you have to carry on airplane because for the men. Yeah, because you cannot wearing shoes after you wearing ihram. The Holy Quran is good to bring it. Yeah. Notebooks, yeah, so you write something that is important. Book of dua and dhikr, yeah, Hajj book. Bring money, yeah, so you can buy something for gift. Beg for shoes or sandals is very important, you know, because a lot of people after finish salat they lost their shoes, yeah, so you can continue the shoes during tawaf and so on, yeah. So this is type of shoes that you can wear for the man, yeah. So you can see here, the ankle and the toes will be open, yeah. This is the picture for Kaaba, yeah. This is called Maqam Ibrahim, yeah. It is sunnah that we pray 2 rakat after finish the salat, the tawaf, yeah. And also this is the place that the dua accepted, yeah. Another place that dua accepted is called Al-Multazam, yeah. Multazam is very small. It's not at the door. Yeah? It's in between the Hajar Aswad and the door. Yeah, very small. So if you look at people, it is sunnah to put your hand like this during Multazam. Yeah. And when Umar radiallahu anhu going to do Umrah, Rasulullah said, Umar, can you make dua for me? So Umar said, yeah. Ya Rasulullah, I make dua for you, yeah, because you're going to Mu'tazam. Yeah, where the dua is will be accepted. Yeah. So this is the masjid in Medina. This is Rasulullah SAW grave. It is sunnah when you visit with the etiquette and say, and you can see the sign inshallah when you go there. Muhammad, yeah, Rasulullah, and then after that Abu Bakr and Umar. Yeah, this is the what you call the grave Rasulullah SAW in the front. Yeah. So inshallah, yeah, we finish inshallah. We hope that we can get benefit. Yeah. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, yeah, to make us easy and to make us among the Hajj Mabrur inshallah. Yeah. So Lord, this is just the summary. Yeah. Inshallah we'll continue in detail about all the ritual of the Hajj and also some of the wisdom why we do tawaf, why we do sa'i, and why we stay in Arafat. Yeah. Jazakallah khair. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.